Shalom, shalom, and welcome. This is Yasharal, Living Orders and Commands. It is an end-time series to those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father, the Almighty Creator. And I am compelled to believe you will come to discover His name is Yahuwah. And you will come to discover that it was He who made a decision to manifest His word in the flesh, in the man, in the person of Yahushua Messiah. He being Almighty can do whatever He see fit, however He see fit, and it will be consistent with His inspired written word. For where are the origins of the scriptures, save from the Almighty One, the Almighty Creator? If you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Symmanayah, and today is February 5th, 2015. This segment of Yasharal, Living Orders and Commands, is entitled Evaporating Conveniences. Evaporating Conveniences. My brothers and sisters, I know it may sound to you as though I am like a broken record to those who are of age to know what that means. Or it may sound like an endless loop to those who are more astute to the technological phrases. But I submit to you, warnings will reoccur and be repetitive until they are no longer necessary. With that said, end times are here. And believe it or not, the many conveniences and the vanities we have grown so accustomed to possessing contribute to our greed and neglect. The time is at hand where we will soon witness these conveniences, these vanities evaporate before our eyes. Our behaviors have been influenced by our conveniences and vanity. These have led us to take for granted the most valuable things we need to survive, of which I have mentioned in times past: fresh air, fresh water, food, and a safe place to live. We have taken them for granted and find ourselves in a continuous pattern of ignoring what the Most High has provided before us in this life that we have. My brothers and sisters, sooner or later we will come to understand the importance of the simplest of things that have been provided for us to live. Global warming and climate change is real. And as we witness deniers and conspirators promote the cloaking of this planetary condition, the realities tell a different story. Conditions on this planet are decaying. The Earth's ability to sustain itself, to sustain life, is coming to an end during our lifetime. Global warming and climate change will be the most widely addressed issue in the forthcoming days. Currently, I am compelled to believe deniers and those who promote an agenda to disregard global warming and climate change are more concerned with their wealth than the realities of what is actually occurring. Please be mindful, man is on a collision course to total extinction. Be mindful, the scriptures inform us that a time will come when we will put off the corruptible and put on the incorruptible. So I ask you, does this describe a collision course to total extinction as we know it in these earthen bodies? Pray, my brothers and sisters. We are the generation that have arrived at that time, that point in time described in end time prophecies as a time of birth pains. It would be wise to realize all promises made by the Most High Father will be kept, along with all prophecies being fulfilled. Seek out the living presence of the Spirit of Yahushua. Seek to discern, for there are living orders and commands that are going forward, that are passing before our very eyes and are visiting our ears. And they will enlarge, my brothers and sisters. Warnings are going forth, along with much discourse, many dialogues regarding moving towards set-apartness. But what is most necessary in this critical time in our lives is to discern the living words, the living orders and commands that are coming from the Spirit of Yahushua. Pray and watch, my brothers and sisters. The living orders and commands are going forth. I want to present some scripture to you I want to present a warning that we are about to witness a phenomenon that I am compelled to label an evaporating conveniences. Evaporating conveniences will prove to be real. We are about to witness many different conditions that demands our attention. We will be stripped of most, if not all, of the conveniences and vanities that we have to this day. Pray and watch. The most extreme and challenging times are ahead of us. We are about to begin looking at the very basics of life, the four basic things: fresh air, fresh water, food, and a safe place, as death and destruction begin to magnify before our very eyes. The great tribulation or great distress describe a time of much sorrow, massive death and destruction, and much more. The great tribulation will occur in its fullness when Yasharal has been gathered from the four corners of the earth to a safe place. There will be an emergence of the 144,000 Hebrews, or some may say Abari or Abrim, and a great multitude, as stated in Revelation 7 chapter. We are entering into the most trying of times. Living orders and commands will prove to dictate, to demand our directions. Things of which we have no control of are about to become extremely clear, and we will find ourselves yielding to the living commands of the Most High. We will witness evaporating conveniences. The vanities that we have grown so accustomed to will begin to vanish in the wake of destruction. Prepare to witness a return to the basics, an escape, or another way to put it, deliverance from the things that distract us from the Most High. Prepare to be delivered from the things that take our attention off life itself. Allow me to present the following. Ecclesiastes 3:20 say, all are going to one place. All came from the dust, and all return to the dust. Ecclesiastes 12:7 say, and the dust returns to the earth as it was, and the spirit returns to the Almighty One who gave it. 1 Corinthians 15:50 through 54 states, and this I say, brothers, that flesh and blood is unable to inherit the reign of the Almighty One, neither does corruption inherit incorruption. See, I speak a secret to you. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible has to put on the incorruption, and this mortal to put on the immortality. And when this corruptible has put on the incorruption, and this mortality has put on immortality, then shall come to be the word that has been written, death is swallowed up in overcoming. And always remember these words, my brothers and sisters. Be mindful of 1 John 3:2. Beloved ones, now we are children of the Almighty One, and it has not yet been revealed what we shall be, but we know when he is revealed, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. My brothers and sisters, we have an appointed time before the throne of the Almighty Father. We have an appointed time where we will witness evaporating conveniences like never before, a removal of vanities as we know it. Between now and the physical return of Yahushua Messiah, there is much work to be done. And as we begin to act and respond to his living orders, the conveniences and vanities that distract us are about to be laid waste. We will come to transition from mourning, being sad and grumbling over the loss of evaporating conveniences. We will come to step away from that because we will begin to interpret it as deliverance from strongholds, deliverance from distractions. Yes, we will come to embrace the living orders and commands of the Most High. This phenomena that will occur, that can be described as evaporating conveniences, will prove to be true deliverance necessary for drawing us closer to the Almighty Father. I believe the promises the Most High have made regarding our discipline will be represented in our forced departure of conveniences and vanities as we know them. As we witness evaporating conveniences, I also believe we will come to realize his discipline is in the face of drought, fresh water shortages, famine, food shortage, and the rise of pestilence and disease. as they reach our doorsteps, so to speak. My brothers and sisters, these conditions, widespread drought and enlarging famine, food shortages, increased pestilence and disease will become large and be magnified across the planet like never before. Remember, as conditions become worse, as the wrath of the Almighty Father begin to be unleashed, we are promised something phenomenal, something extraordinary. We are promised to be gathered from the four corners of the earth, with the exception of those that will be martyrs and the exception of those who will fall away, led astray, or succumb to the wicked one. Those who will be caught in delay and procrastination or stumbling. But there are those who are chosen by the Most High. Not a maybe, not a might. We will fulfill the final Exodus. It will include the 144,000 and a great multitude as described in Revelation. Who is aware of the life in these words? Isaiah 11:12, and he shall raise a banner for the nations and gather the outcasts of Yasharal and assemble the dispersed of Yehudah from the four corners of the earth. Remember, the Mashiach said his family are those who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father. Does not the Mashiach head up? Is he not sovereign or king over Yasharal? Is not Yasharal his family? So I submit to you this verse, this passage speaks of both Hebrews and Gentiles that are made one in Yahushua Messiah under one banner, and that banner is indeed Yasharal. Keep in mind the life in Isaiah 43:5-7. Do not fear, for I am with you. I shall bring your seed from the east and gather you from the west. I shall say to the north, give them up, and to the south, do not keep them back. Bring my sons from afar and my daughters from the ends of the earth, all those who are called by my name, whom I have created, formed, even made for my esteem. Many people ignore the fact that he say made for my esteem. To keep the scriptures balanced, my brothers and sisters, and understand all that is written, this does not mean everybody. Even though it says all those who are called by my name, let us not take that and think that means everyone. Because keep in mind, the Mashiach himself said there will be those led astray. The scriptures tell us there will be a leading, a falling away. It even speaks of those who will be delivered to Satan for the destruction of the flesh, that the spirit may be saved in the day of the Almighty Father. Be mindful, my brothers, the scriptures will be kept intact and made whole. All that it speaks of will come to be. Whether you believe this or not will not remove the realities what is indeed unfolding regarding end time prophecies. What's sad is that so many of us live in a vacuum, thinking only the things we see around us are the only actions occurring on this planet. But what's wonderful is that we who seek to do the will of the Almighty Father Yahuwah have come to discern that he sent a set-apart spirit in Yahushua's name, and that all prophecies and promises are coming to be fulfilled. We have come to expect actions of set-apartness regarding end-time responsibilities. Allow me to ask you, what do you think the characteristics of the following passages represent? Revelation 6:8 said, and look, I saw a pale horse, and he who sat on it had the name Death, and the grave followed with him. And authority was given them over a fourth of the earth to kill with sword, and with hunger, with death, and by the beasts of the earth. That's a fourth. Revelation 9:18 said a third of mankind was killed by these three plagues, but the fire and the smoke and the sulfur which came out of their mouths. My brothers and sisters, all of this death that it describes, if you do the math, if you start with a fourth of 7.2 billion, that takes you to 5.8 billion. Then if you see later, and that was occurring during one of the seals. Then you come to when one of the trumpets blown, and there's a third of mankind killed. If you do the math and take off another 1.8 billion, you will discover, my brothers and sisters, that billions will be killed during the Great Tribulation. Now I ask you, if you have well over 3.6 billion people killed, destroyed during the Great Tribulation, do you honestly believe that conveniences and vanities will still be a thing for us to take advantage of? Or should I say, allow for us to be distracted from the Most High? With this many deaths, I assure you, vanities and conveniences will cease to exist on a large scale, on a magnitude that we cannot even comprehend. I've heard people say in the last days we will witness the return of the Mashiach because of technology and across the internet, and everyone will have cell phones and we'll be able to see them. This is how every eye will be able to see them. I submit to you, my brothers and sisters, the focal point in which the return of the Mashiach, when he comes back physically, his physical return, I believe without a doubt that there will be so much death and destruction on this planet that the remaining individuals that are physically alive, those who are among the children of obedience in a safe place, and those who are among the wicked group that will march against the body of Yahshua for the final time, will represent the final population on this planet. Most of the world would have been destroyed, killed at the wrath of the Almighty Father. And within the scope of the horizon of the remaining people who are alive, this will represent every eye being able to see the return of Yahushua Messiah. Pray and seek to discern, my brothers and sisters. There will be a return to the basics. All these events that are beginning to unravel, that represent end times, will become more intense. Do you think that the scriptures I read give a hint that we will return to the basics? Do you think in the face of massive death and destruction, people will be more concerned with conveniences and vanity? Is it possible there will be a massive breakdown in technology as well as modern infrastructures? My brothers and sisters, the face of deliverance is going to surprise many. It will be wise to realize that the promises that the Most High have made will be kept, are being kept, and the methods that he used to bring about deliverance will be diverse in nature. They will be severe. They will be powerful. Prepare, O Yahshua. Evaporating conveniences are coming, and we will witness all the discipline necessary for fulfilling the task that we will come to discover through living orders and commands from the Spirit of Yahushua. You see, my brothers and sisters, the time is now to accept that there are indeed living orders and commands going forth. The time is now to accept that we are not in control of things like we may imagine. End time prophecies will be fulfilled, and there is nothing we can do to stop it. End time prophecies will come to pass, and those who are chosen will come into submission, will comply, and will obey. Not maybe, not might, not if he can find somebody to obey. His passage of scriptures, his prophecies, his promises will come to be. Do you think that we can win the battle and make the Most High alive by not witnessing people participating in fulfilling prophecy? Think again. He is the Almighty One. He is the Almighty Father and Creator. Yahuwah is his name. And he sent his set apart spirit, sent in Yahushua's name, to teach us, to guide us, to bring to remembrance the things in which he said to us. The chosen, regarding the 144,000 Hebrews, 12,000 from each of the tribes mentioned in Revelation 7 chapter, along with a great multitude of many individuals from different nations, kindreds, tribes, and tongues, will emerge and fulfill what is written. You may just be surprised to discover that you are and will be in the ranks of those who will fulfill such an assignment. End times are here. Humbling times will prove to be the season of refinement like never before. Prepare to witness evaporating conveniences as mass migrations begin, as chaos and violence and infrastructure begin to collapse, as drought become widespread, as millions, hundreds of millions of people begin to migrate in search of fresh water and food in a safe place. We will witness evaporating conveniences, my brothers, like never before imagined. The economy will collapse. Life as we know it will take on a major transformation. Are you ready? Where is your commitment? Who do you seek to serve? Who do you desire to worship and obey? In due season, it will be tested, tried, and proof will come. Until next time, my brothers and sisters, I pray that each of us continue to seek to discern what the Spirit of Yahushua is saying regarding living orders and commands for Yasharal, for his children, for his people. Until next time, I pray that each of us are able to endure the greatest transformation that we are about to face ever in our lives. Are you ready to release and let go of conveniences and vanity? Are you ready to face deliverance from the strongholds that have held us back, the weights of distraction? Pray and watch. Ready or not, the discipline of the Most High will enlarge and become intense. Pray, my brothers and sisters. Pray earnestly and seek with a sincere mind, body, and soul. For proof comes, and it is over the horizon sooner than we realize. Until next time, shalom. Shalom. Shalom.